All right, guys. So we're going to do some more broth today, but this is a little different. I want to talk about old roosters because if you've got chickens, you probably got an old rooster. Now, there is a lot of controversy about people going, oh, God, don't eat that old rooster. He's so tough. You're right. They are tough as jerky. But what you are missing out on when you decide to pawn that old rooster off to someone else or kill it and give to your dogs is you just missed the best bone broth of your life. Because those old men out there carry more gelatin and collagen than any young girl on the farm. So, what do we got here? Old roosters. I don't have to name them for you, but I can assure you I know one of them because I loved him to death. This was Big Red. Big Red raped I can't use that word. He made it with everyone in the yard without them approving. Yeah, we can't use a lot of words anymore, guys. So you might catch myself because between all the funky things that all these social media platforms want to do, you can't talk about the truth. That's number one. Don't ever talk about the truth. Don't tell your life story. Never tell a life story. And number three, just lie because they prefer that. Don't mention any sicknesses because you were never sick. So we're not going to go through that, but we are going to talk about these old men over here. Now, Big Red, he might have been about 2 years old, so he's an old guy. I mean, one of these guys, he might have been about 3 or 4 years old. And the reason why we processed them was we get overrun by boys eventually because we have so many girls hatching out little babies in the farm, huh, buddy? And we get like 80% roosters, it seems like most of the time. So we'll let them be with the girls for a little to decide, do we like any of these boys? And then the others go. Sometimes we just get rid of them because we realize we're diminished on girls and it's too many boys. So this is what we're doing. You can see I got 5 boys here. These are tough old birds. I'm not going to cook this on the barbecue or I'll lose my friends. So what we are going to do is I already ran them through broil. They've just been defrosted is all. I broiled them so I could get some golden because the important factor in any good broth is to get that golden color. Then, of course, you don't have to, but this time I added salt, pepper, garlic. A lot of times we make bone broth with none of that, huh, Emil? Because a lot of people don't need salt in their lives, right, buddy? Emil likes salt, though. So basically, they've just been broiled. They're not cooked. What you're looking at is a very raw bird, huh, buddy? It's a very raw bird. Just with a little golden. So all I'm going to do, I got a big old stock pot. Now you'll probably just do one, but if you're like me and you got rid of a bunch of nasty boys, make a big pot. So here's how hard it is. We like that, don't we, Emil? Oh, this was the silky cross. It's not green and deformed and disgusting. We have a lot of people that love to eat silkies. So black meat and black organs are sought after. Maybe an aphrodisiac. A lot of other cultures just beg for this stuff. So we have silky crosses, huh, buddy? And we have pure silkies. So that wasn't a disgusting bird. That was actually a delicious one. But it was old boy. Another little boy here. So boom. Okay, we're all in the pot. Now you can see I've got plenty of space still to throw some water in. So next step, water. That's it. Now we run on a well, guys. So my water is bitching, but let me tell you, if you are cranking out your public water system, perhaps run a filter because, I don't think you want to be slurping down Xanax and stuff with your chicken broth because there's, a lot of reclamation and stuff going in water nowadays. So start with a good source for your broth because this is something you're going to be drinking and, none of us really want to be drinking something like nasty and chlorine-like. So that's the only important factor is to use a good source of water. Maybe you have to buy some gallons of good water if you've got nasty tap water, but get something good, guys. So all we're going to do is fill this up with water. Huh, buddy? And, yeah, let's take a peek. Let's take a peek, Ken. What does it look like? Looks good, huh? We got to fill it up, though, so my birds are just underwater. And I like using a big hefty pot. I know, our water, huh? We like using a big hefty pot to shove it all in because, I can walk away with like 20 32-ounce quarts of this stuff. I know. The water, do you want to try and hold it? Here, oh, let's see. Okay, hold it. Can you get it? Oh, he's going to stir. Okay, hold on. Sit here. There we go. Okay, he's going to stir. Get in there and stir, Emil. You good? Get in there. There you go. He loves to help in the kitchen. And I do highly suggest if you got little toddlers and get him in there helping. He's got his paintbrush. He's going to paint the chickens. And he really enjoys stirring in a pot and all the things that he's mimicking from us in the kitchen, which is fantastic. We want them to mimic. There we go. Stir it, big boy. Because when they mimic, it means they're going to start cooking for themselves later in life. Right? Yeah, do you see? Get the brush in there. So we're looking almost ready here, guys. Almost. Yeah, look at how much water it takes. Lots, huh? He goes, it does take a lot of water. This quart is probably like a 30-quart pot. So if you were curious, that's how much water we're putting in. Now, let's say you don't want a ton of broth. You don't have to fill it up. You can actually just put, 4 inches of water at the bottom of this pot with all these chickens just sitting on it. Steam them till they fall apart and have a small amount of broth. Now, when you use these old men, I am preparing you. Your broth is going to be like Jell-O. If you failed in the past and said, I don't understand, it's not like Jell-O, you didn't use a good old collagen old man here like these guys. So, now what are we going to do with the meat? Because remember, we talked about how tough it is. It's pretty nasty, the meat. But what's phenomenal about it is, again, the broth we're going to get. And when I'm done, guess what the dogs or the cats or somebody gets? The best meal of their life, and they're not going to complain about it being tough, I can assure you. So everybody gets a little bit out of this, we get the broth, they get the food, huh, buddy? And it's a win-win. But when you give these old men away, what do you think that person did that you gave them away to? Exactly this, huh, Emil? Exactly. So, come here, handsome. Okay. I'm going to set you down just for 1 second. Hold on to me, okay? We're right here. And I'm going to move this pot over to the stove. Yeah, come here.
Look.
Okay, so there we are, guys. On the stove.
Look,
come here.
Coming back.
Come here. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay, we're on the stove. We crank this baby on high. Now, here's how I roll. I'm going to go on high till I get it bubbling. Once I get it bubbling, I'm going to just turn it back down to a simmer. Put a lid on it. I'm going to simmer this all day. The water level will shrink down. The meat is going to shrink back off of them, try to fall off, even though it's still tough. But the meat will fall right off those bones. And that's easy for the animals to eat. The bones, it'll all fall apart. I'll strain it out. And the broth, guys, the flavor. You're going to regret that you ever got rid of some of those old men, or maybe even got young roosters. Let's say you got roosters 1 year or younger, eat that meat. Now that's a different exception around here. We go up to 1 year of age, and those roosters are tender and delicious. They are not tough. It takes them being a little older to get tougher. So that's the mark, I say. If you got a couple 1-year-olds or under in here, don't get rid of that meat. You can make a chicken noodle soup. You can just use it on your soups and sandwiches. It is so freaking good. We love roosters. We probably harvest anywhere from 30 to 40 a year just for our family. So again, get in the kitchen, guys. Start making some of this broth. It is so good when we're not feeling well or the toddlers aren't feeling well. It is absolutely just amazing and so good for us. I mean, I know myself, the older I get, arthritis and all that good stuff sets in. We need this collagen. This is important for us. And a word on fat, don't strain that fat off. Let's not get rid of that fat. That stuff's good for us, guys. We don't strain the fat out. It's in our broth, floating on the top, and it is wonderful. We need fat. So anyway, guys, I hope you're going to make use of those old roosters in that yard or those young ones. I don't want to see anybody getting rid of them anymore. It's truly a shame because when you do that, someone else just did this and fed their family off your bird you paid to feed and take care of. Mm-hmm. So hope to see you guys all getting in the kitchen and sending me those comments and all those messages. I love to respond to you all. I think it's so fun seeing everybody get so motivated And, you know, this is just something I've been doing since I was about 12 years old when I had to take care of my dad. So, yeah, so we know all about it. And if you have questions for Emil, go ahead and send us those too, and we'll ask him because sometimes we can't stop him from talking. So, take care, everybody.